Today, it's all about capturing great audio. We have some delicious tacos here in the studio today for this short video. And for this one, I really want the audio to drive that edit. The mic I have, the mic that's right here, is the Rode NTG5 shotgun mic. I love it for food videos. There's a million different mics out there, each kind of designed for a different job. But for this test shoot, it's more about the way we're going to be using the mic to record the video and some really cool tricks and tips that I'm going to give you inside of Adobe Premiere to make the audio from this mic that's already really good just that much better. A little behind the scenes here on the pre-production. I wrote out an entire shot list for this taco video with an emphasis on the sounds that I'm looking to capture. So I'm recording the bullet points of the recipe. Sizzle, stir, tap, 3 fast cooking sounds of the first step. Sometimes I can't get the mic close enough, so I have to do another take. And maybe get a few other sounds that I can layer together. That just looks gross. Sometimes I just can't get the sound out of the action. Like these chilies, I thought they would have more of a snapping sound when I bent them in half. So I picked up a few other ingredients that I thought might match that sound. I'm going to start off with the celery. I think that's going to be the winner. I think the carrots might have a little bit, just too much pop. I'll take this new Foley I created and layer it underneath my clip. To edit this video, I'm letting each clip play just long enough for that peak action in the audio to come through, as well as timing it to the music track. Lately, I've been trying to learn as much as I possibly can about audio because there is a ton that you can do with a simple mic setup like mine, and it just gets more complicated from there. And so I really wanted to share with you some simple audio editing tools inside of Premiere Pro that, as a beginner, really helped me achieve better sound. My studio is not the most soundproof room, and I believe there are the sounds of a few cars in a couple of my clips. Luckily, it's just these 3 right here: the avocado, the jar, and the knife pole. It's a really easy fix though. I'm in the Audio tab of Premiere Pro. I'll select my 3 clips, then go up to the Effects tab and type in Noise to the search box. Select and drag down the denoise filter and place that right on top of my clips, and right away you'll notice a difference. Some clips will need a little bit more than others, like this jar clip. I'll let it play a few times. And I can still hear the hum of the car, so I'll go in and edit the effect even more. With the clip selected, under the effects control, click edit. By default, the amount is set to 40%, so I'll just adjust that until I no longer hear the hum. If you click on this box, you can actually listen to just the noise itself, or just that hum. And then down here, you can select whether you would like to focus the noise removal on all of the frequencies, or just the low, the middle, the low and high, or just the high end. All of my hum for these clips seem to fall in the lower end, the 60 to 100 hertz range. However, if you have a lot of clips that all contain the same hum or the same noise, maybe you filmed dialogue all on the same day, it might be easier to apply the denoise filter to the entire track all at once. Click on the audio track mixer in this panel, or go up to the window and select it there. This is all audio track 1. So I'll click on this little arrow here, drop that down, and click on the arrow in this box. Select my denoise filter. You get the same control as before, or if you want to, you can double click on the denoise button at the top and it opens up the same box that we were using before. However, instead of affecting only one clip at a time, we're affecting all of the clips on this track. The next audio improvement in Premiere Pro that really helped me out is one of the EQ filters. The parametric equalizer filter. You can find it in the audio filters or in that same audio track mixer. This filter needs an entire video of its own. There's just so much that you can do with it. I used it to increase and decrease specific frequencies within the sounds that I captured. For example, removing some of that bass or increasing some of the treble in your dialogue, or making that scraping and the squishing sounds from the avocado. I kind of like to think of this filter as the curbs for audio. However, in this video, I don't really have a clip that's long enough that will give you a good example of what this filter can do in action. So I encourage you to try it out for yourself. This next little audio trick is my favorite. I learned it from Darren and I used it throughout this video. It's a small little feature, but it makes an immense improvement to create that overall more dynamic audio scape for your video. Take this chili scene here. I have a bunch of sounds layered together. We have the crunch of the chili peppers cracking on this L cut. We have this drip. We have the seeds bouncing off the table. We also have the chop at the end. Right now, all of these clips are playing equally from the left and right channels in stereo. And sometimes when you have a lot of audio clips layered together like this, they tend to blend into each other and become muddy. So I'm going to show you a really easy trick to make these sounds stand out from each other, as well as come from the direction that the action is taking place. By default, your audio clips are all set to adjust the sound levels. This little line that you use to make it louder or quieter. Now we're going to change that. So you left click on the clip and switch it from the level to the panner. Then balance. You can also adjust it from the effects controls up here. I'll start with the drip. It's this audio clip right here. Now what the balance does is control which side of the speaker the sound is coming from. So if I zoom in, you can see that we have an L and an R on the clip. If I move this line all the way to the L side, it'll only play the sound from the left side of the speakers, and the right if I drag it down. You'll notice that these clips over here just have a left side. That's because I recorded one channel with my mic and then I converted it to stereo afterwards, but it still works the same. I composed these chilies on the right third of the frame, so with the panner, I'm going to make this drip sound come from slightly off center and more to the right speaker. I still hear it a little bit in the left speaker, but it's definitely louder from the right now, where I would expect it to come from just looking at the image. This next clip of the chili splitting open, I have an L cut. The audio is playing slightly before the video appears, and the action is moving from the right to the left. For this clip, I can use a few keyframes to follow that action and move the sound from one speaker to the other. I'll place my first keyframe probably right before these clips cut. This action is moving from the right to the left, so I'll start off the audio by dragging this side down to the right, then add another 2 keyframes and drag the audio to play it from the left. So now we get that really cool surround sound effect. These little chili seeds in this clip are bouncing on the left-hand side of the frame, so I'll move their audio balance to the left a little bit more, similar to what I just did with the drip. And then I'll do the same for the chop. And now I have a much more dynamic soundscape for this small series of clips. Layering all these sounds together is really important. You want to make sure that each one of them is standing out, especially after you add that rock and music track. So go through this process for your entire video. You're going to hear an incredible improvement to your soundscape. After I get all my audio clips sounding good, the final step for me is to lay down my music track. For this video, I downloaded a track called Something Good by the Hazelnuts, using the music and sound effects library from Artlist. The sponsor for today's video is Artlist. They have a giant music and sound effects library. It's a great resource for any content creator who needs unique music, unique sound effects for their projects. Funny enough, for this video, I was wanting to find a music track that was lighthearted and fun. I mean, not too serious. It is a food video, but I needed to find a track that matched up with the unique beats that I was making with the chopping sounds of the knife. So I headed over to artlist.io, hit their video themes tab, selected food, and the song I needed was the very first one. I didn't plan that, I swear. They make searching for music and sound effects really easy. You can search by tempo, which is what I tend to do, or by duration, mood, genre. There's just a whole bunch of ways. But in the end, I landed on that first track. And while I was there, I also downloaded a few sound effects for my stop motions. A chopping sound effect for the radishes, which I sped up, another chopping and twirling sound for the limes, and also the drip for the chili shot. All you have to do is subscribe. You get unlimited downloads of great music for your personal or your client projects. And if you use my link down in the description below, you get 2 months for free. All right, well, audio is a huge subject. There's not a lot of info out there, so if you have some great tips and you want to share them, drop them down in the comments below. But that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.